Have you ever tried to make a recipe and it is just not coming out right? So my goal was I wanted to make pumpkin whoopie pies. But I didn't really, it's not something I ever made before, even before SCD or grain-free or anything like that. So I didn't really know how. So I went through some, let's just say some fails.
Uh-oh.
But what was not a fail was my marshmallow buttercream filling. That turned out amazing. But I didn't have the cake to put it into. The cake I'd made was not right for it. It was way too heavy. It was kind of moist. It was good. I still have it. I'm going to eat it. But it was not right for this. Then I made another one and but in the end, here we are. I did it. It came out. It is really good. So why don't you join me to see how I made it, and be sure to stay tuned for the marshmallow buttercream filling, because even if you don't want to make the whoopie pie, you're going to want to use that for cakes or something else. It is really good. All right, I'm getting started with my wet ingredients. So I have some softened butter and 2 eggs. Add in the honey here. All right, so that was a 1/4 cup of softened butter, 2 eggs, a 1/3 cup honey, and we got a tablespoon of vanilla, and then a 1/2 of a cup of pureed pumpkin. And I just want this to get combined. All right, so I have this combined. It's okay if you can see the butter and chunks in a little bit of it, because that is we don't want the butter to be too soft for these cookies. I'm going to add my dry ingredients. I have 1.5 cups of almond flour, a 1/4 cup of coconut flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and then I have my spice mix. So I've got a teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, a 1/2 teaspoon of allspice, 1/4 teaspoon of cloves, a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. All right, so I'm gonna mix this. All right, so that's mixed, and then I'm gonna put it together. So I'm just getting the dough put together. Now, if I was gonna make this into regular cookies, or if you're gonna use this recipe without using a mold, you might want to freeze it for about 20 to 30 minutes so that the cookies won't spread out totally. Get it nice and chilled. But I'm actually using a mold, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put the dough into the mold, because that will keep the dough from spreading out too much. All right, so I'm just filling up the molds with my dough. Just kind of normal amount cookie size, like a 1-inch ball of dough, and then I spread it out in there. And then I'm gonna just put in each one. I have 2 pans. All right, so I've got both of my pans filled up, and so I'm gonna bake them at 350. Because they're in the pans and because they're a little thicker than a regular cookie, I'm going to bake them for about 15 to 20 minutes rather than the 12 to 15 like I normally would do. All right, I've got these out of the oven. I'm just going to let them cool in the pan for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'm going to put them on the wire rack to cool the rest of the way to room temperature before we put in our filling. So I made this marshmallow cream last night, but I had to refrigerate it because I wasn't going to be using it right away. And so, as you can see, when you refrigerate it, it turns kind of into a big marshmallow. But that's fine, because we're going to be incorporated into our creamy filling, and so it will re-cream once we are done with it. Okay, to make our filling, I have some softened butter, I have some honey. I'm creaming these together. And now I am going to add some 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 2 tablespoons of almond milk. And now I'm just going to mix those together. To get this to combine, we need an emulsifier. So I'm adding 2 tablespoons of cashew butter. Cashew butter is a great emulsifier. It will give it the nice creamy texture we want. And now I am adding our marshmallow cream, which is going to give this the nice light texture we want. And I'm just going to mix it together with our creamy cashew butter mixture. So I have creamed this together and look how perfect it is. It's nice and creamy and light. So you can see when it started, it maybe didn't look like it, but it really came together and it is perfect. These are cooled. I'm kind of feeling like they might be a little bit heavy to want to eat 2 of them at the same time. You could definitely put it together, but you could also just frost them. This marshmallow buttercream is pretty light, which is what I wanted for these, but it also might not really work with 2 kind of heavy cookies, but it is very delicious. I tried it. All right, I took a couple of my lighter ones and put it together, so it works. You might want to have the frosting a little bit colder, but it works. Looks nice, huh? So you can have it like that for sure. I would probably chill it a little bit before you bite into it or it's going to squirt out. But otherwise, it's pretty good. What I did, I had the halves like we just saw, but I wanted the whoopie pie. So I just put it all in the refrigerator as it was. I frosted the halves, put it in the refrigerator, let it chill for a while, and that totally worked. That is my pumpkin whoopie pie recipe. I hope you enjoy it. Please put in the comments if you did. And also tell me your recipe fails and did you save it? Let me know and be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.